Today we are in the community of Vakpo here in the North Dai district of the Volta region, and the major problem here is water. Now, in 2001, the people, together with the assembly, started a water project. They put up reservoirs, connected it to the homes of people, just so that they can ease the water situation. Years on, the people are still struggling for water. So we are here to have a look at the situation. So join me, Sarah Mabla D'Souza, as we explore the water situation here in the community of Vakpo in the Volta region.
The water situation is very bad. People don't get water into their homes. It makes life very, very difficult because, as you know, we say water is life. So if you don't have water, you can't do anything. People have to travel. People have to travel for a long distance before getting water. Sometimes students have to get to school late because they want water and they can't get one, and they have to travel kilometers before getting water. In fact, it makes life very difficult in the community.
How long has this been?
Since ages. I think when I was a kid, when I was in primary school to GHS, I remember those days we have those problems with water. We have to run to the riverside to get water. Sometimes we have to be late. Sometimes you go to school, you are late because you don't have water. So the problem has not started today. It has been ages. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's from 90s up to today. Yeah.
So as a community, what have you done to assist yourself?
Yeah, the community sometimes back has put themselves together, the opinion leaders, the chiefs, gather some resources and ask the help of the district assembly, the then district assembly, to help them. I think they have helped in some ways. They came and give us some borehole connected. But in fact, Vakpo, looking at the population of Vakpo, it's a big community. We cannot survive on just a mechanized borehole. If you go up there, you will see the reservoirs. They were there. You see from where they pump the water to the reservoir, it's even far. So it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. The pipes are in people's house. Water is not flowing through the pipes. So it becomes difficult. Sometimes when you confronted the people, they tell you the machine is not so powerful. The pumping machine is not so powerful to supply or to pump water that to supply the whole community. Okay. So sometimes they complain of bursting of pipes and other things, the pipeline. So it's frustrating. You know, this modern system, even our everything, our toilets, our everything need to use water. So you are struggling to survive. That is the situation. That's how the situation look like in Vakpo community.
Yeah.
Our problem is that the maintenance of the water company is low due to money problem. Yes. So if the assembly can help us or the community can help us to maintain the water company, then we will do whatever we wanted to do. Yes, sir. And that's my problem.
Water situation is, we suffered a lot of, a lot of problem in the water system, because especially in the summertime season, we find it a little difficult because there is no water. Sometimes we used to go to this Savannah village, some of the village, to fetch water from them. You see, so we suffered a lot of, all sort of difficulty in the water system.
How long have you lived here?
Oh, I was born here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have always had water problems, or it's now beginning?
No, we always have a lot of water problems because we have the reservoirs, but how to fill the reservoirs, then how to distribute the water, then the Vakpo is a large village here. So then one thing is, how to pay the bills, then so that the company will run fast. Then it's very difficult for the people to pay the money. That's why the company ran down. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Richard. All right, so still in the community of Vakpo, the water situation here in this community, we'll try and speak to the assembly and find out what they can do to help the community. So this is still My Community with me, Sarah Mablade Souza. Stay tuned in. We're still in the community of Vakpo, and we are looking at the water situation here, and I'm here with Emmanuel Kebiabochi. He doubles as the assembly member and operator of the water reservoir in this community. Emmanuel, why do you still have water issues if you have this whole reservoir?
Good. It's a result of one, problems associated with the system, that is the pipelines. In fact, it is involved with so much expenses in repair work. That is one. Secondly, the high cost of electricity bill. That is the main reason why the system is no more operating now, because we have been disconnected by electricity company. Yeah.
Okay. How much do you owe as a community?
Yes, as at now, we owe electricity company 6,000 Ghana cedis.
6,000?
Yes.
Really? And why can't you pay? I mean, you don't give the water to the people for free.
Yes. Another side of the problem is that the consumers are not paying readily. That is another side of the problem. So as at now, the consumers also owe the system about 5,000 Ghana cedis. And this 6,000 cedis as the main problem facing the system is that the machines that we are using to operate is not helping us. They are obsolete. The system was put in place since 2001, and we are operating with the same machine since 2001. So you can see that as they became obsolete, there's high consumption of electricity, hence high cost of electricity bill.
There are so many problems on water problem. First, the taps don't flow frequently. So we, the old ladies and the youth, find it difficult to get water. Sometimes they said the lines are broken here. If it is amended, then the following day another place. So we all have to rush to the riverside for our children. And with the elderly ones, we are not able to get water on the correct time. And the children also suffer before they go to school.
How long has this been? How long has the water situation been?
It's a long time. It's a long time. That's why we've got about 4 or 5 reservoirs in the town. When this company comes and they do it, the second time another person comes or another company comes, the same thing. About 2 or 3 years after, we face the same problem.
As a community, what have you done to kind of assist yourselves with the water problem? Have you gone to the assembly to seek for help?
Yes. At that time, the assembly was at Bandu. So we've got people, or some boys and men who work on the lines and accompany with the assemblyman. We always work on the lines and amending them. But the problem is that if they amend this side today, the other day or the following day, you hear it has broken at the dam or at Toji or any of the areas. So the water is not regular. It doesn't flow regular to the all areas.
I spoke earlier to the assembly member, and he's telling me that people don't pay the bills. It's also part of the problem. So they have incurred debts, and because people are not paying the bills, they're not able to do repair works and all that. What do you have to say about it?
For that much, I can't tell. Because we those who don't have the taps in the house, we go to the street or to other houses to get water and pay. So for that much, I can't tell.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say?
So we would like this present government to help us to get proper water, so that we the elderly ones and the children don't run from place to place for water, and also fine and good drinking water.
Okay. How was this project started in the first place?
Okay, to the best of my knowledge, the assembly, the Northern District Assembly, not Northern, it was then under Pando District Assembly. They took part of all that went into it, and the community also came in. That was how it was started. Yes.
So it is the assembly and the community. As in, people contributed, and the assembly also added some money.
Exactly.
And all that. So now that you have issues, and the people of this community are complaining of water shortage and all that, since the assembly helped you, put up the project, have you approached for assistance?
Yes, on several occasions, we approached the assembly and narrated the problem that we are facing here to them. But there has not been any remedy to the problem yet. Before even I go to any other thing, I would like to say that the system, I was not the person who started running the system. The system was run by Water Board and other workers from 2001 to up to 2012. Okay. Before I took over, when the system was collapsing, it was hanging. So I came forward, then I was elected assemblyman. I came forward and took over to run the system with one other person who served as a financial secretary. So that was how it started. So I ran the system for only 4 years, from 2012 up to 2016. And that is where we stopped because we were not able to meet our financial commitment with Ghana Electricity Company.
When Water Board was handling this, were they incurring the debt you have incurred?
Of course. The system, it wasn't smooth with the system as regard the finance. It wasn't smooth at all.
So, did they leave the company up? I mean, the running of the reservoir. Did they leave it in your hands whilst they still had debt, or when they gave the management of the reservoir or the operation of the reservoir to you, there was no debt?
Hey, I inherited assets and liability. There was debt. I started with debt. That's how I started.
You're able to tell us the amount?
Oh, it's about 700 Ghana cedis.
Okay, so now 700 Ghana cedis in 2012.
Yes.
And we are in 2017.
Yes.
And you have a debt of 6,000 cedis. All came about by people refusing to pay their bills?
Okay, for them they are not satisfactory with the service rendering them, such that we let water flow twice a week, only twice a week, and we run it on a shared basis because the whole community cannot benefit from water flow at the same time. So we run on shared basis. We use part of the community and then later on another part of the community, and each of these two divisions only benefit from water running once a week. The problem was as a result of, as I said earlier on, the weakness of the pumping machine. We use 72 hours to fill this reservoir, but we can use only 2 hours to drain it when we are distributing water. So you can imagine, 72 hours with 2 hours, you can see the difference. And because they are not very satisfied with the service we are rendering them, they decide not to pay. Exactly. So that was how it came about.
How can this be fixed? Because the people of this community need water, and this reservoir can't be a white elephant. How do you fix it?
In fact, I cannot go further explaining why they are.
How do you fix the problem?
Okay.
I'm not asking
why you have
the problem. How do you fix it?
Oh, now we need philanthropics to come in to help us defray our debt so that we can move on. That is not alone. That alone is not much. There's need for new pumping machine. If we can go on running the system, then there must be need for new pumping machine too, because we can see that the one we are using is obsolete and it cannot help us in any way give a good service to the consumers of the water in the community.
Are you likely to know the population of this community?
No, I don't have.
Okay.
Don't have any
and
about that.
have we tried to probably, yes, the people were not satisfied, but have we tried to explain to them that this is why you were having the bad service, and so can we come together and make it better by getting a new pumping machine, and probably let's build ourselves and make because we are all suffering from the water shortage.
Okay, such steps were taken severally. We explained to them the reason why the services rendered them is not all that satisfactory. But in any case, there was no positive response as regard to help. We tried several avenues for help, for new machine to be installed so that the problem could be over, but there was no positive response. And okay, sometime when I was not running the system, when they had problem, they had advance payment. That was what the previous administration used to run the system. But when we suggested that, they were not in favor. So in any case, we were not successful with all our play, our interaction with them as regard the problem we are all facing and how to deal with the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Emmanuel, you and I will end this conversation here, and I'll continue it from the assembly.
Okay.
Probably the assembly can help you.
Okay.
So we'll see what we can do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good. Bye-bye.